When Sarah asked me if I would like to do a testimony, I hesitated. I said maybe I ought to wait till another time. I knew it was going to be about Bud, and I didn't know if I was quite ready to talk about him without getting emotional, and I'm probably going to do it anyway. But I was just telling Sarah, I talked to God 3 times today, and I said, is this something I should do for myself as well as for my family? And I believe it is. I'm sitting in our pew, Bud's in my pew, that we sat in for I don't know how many years. We've been coming here for 18 years now, and best move we ever made. But we have been through an awful lot in the last 20 years, I should say, when all the cancer first started with Bud. But and each time we wondered whether he was going to be with us or whether we were going to have to plan a funeral. And last year was an especially hard time because he was so ill and had hospice, and we thought, well, it's time to get those funeral plans made. And that was very, very emotional for the both of us. Not that we don't know that we're going to see God, but just the fact that one of us is going to be left behind, and the other is going to be able to be there with him and with his family. And I know he didn't really want to leave, and I didn't want him to. But as the year progressed last year, he got better. He started feeling better, starting to get out a little bit more. We were able to do some things that we wanted to do. Of course, everybody knows the old truck, and us going around town or anywhere with it that just drew people's waving and laughing, and but then as the year was coming to a close, we could tell that he was failing again, and he might not come back from it this time. But we had such joy in our hearts knowing where he was going to be. We didn't really make any big plans. I mean, if anything, they were kind of today. Let's do this today, because it'll be too hard on you if we do everything in one day, so we're going to spread it out, just a little bit. But you just took one day at a time, and you cherished each day that you had together. And for people that find it hard to say I love you to somebody, say it again and again and again, every day, every day. I could be in the kitchen, and he'd come out in the kitchen, and he'd kind of stick his head around my shoulder, and he'd say, "You know what?" Of course, I pretended like I know what. "I love you." And I'd say, "I love you too." And that is so very important. Some people, it's hard to say, like I said, but we lived for each day, and we loved for each day. I think over the years, we've become closer to each other and closer to God. I don't know what people do that don't have love and don't have God in their heart and in their lives, because that's what life is all about. We're here to live so that we can die to live, if that makes a lot of sense. We'll live together for eternity. I know he was ready to go. But when it happens, it's still not easy. It's still a shock. But our family is grounded in our faith. And we know that we're going to see him again. And that's the biggest joy that will come to us.